At Montview, teachers deepen their understanding of education research and the craft of teaching by participating in weekly dialogue groups. They also meet as grade-level teams to apply their knowledge of best practices, set goals, discuss individual students, and grapple with new challenges.
Is this an informational report? Yeah. What's it about? What's the topic? Okay.
This care and focus pays off. Despite circumstances that many schools find difficult to surmount, 90% of Montview students show a year's academic growth per year in language arts and mathematics, as measured by standardized tests.
And if you think I'm going to stand here and say this is exactly what should happen in your classroom, I don't have that answer, but I do have perspective. And so
professional development also can be prompted or jump-started by outside sources. Early on, Montview embraced a literacy model that enabled them to develop a school-wide approach to literacy based on common beliefs consistent between grade levels.
What's that noise?
We don't seek programs. We seek people to help us develop ourselves.
To continue to ignite new understandings, Montview has become a professional development school with the University of Colorado at Denver and worked with other national organizations.
Sometimes you can get so insular when you work in one school building, and I've been here for almost 14 years now. You don't have that outside feel. So that outside pair of eyes that comes in and challenges you and makes you think about what you're doing and says to you, I think you can do more. Nope, I think you're making excuses. I think you can do more. Has been very helpful for us.
During Debbie's tenure, the Montview neighborhood has undergone dramatic change in demographics. Always urban and low income, in the early 80s, 65% of Montview students were Caucasian, 25% African American, and 10% Asian. Today, Montview students are 60% Hispanic, and for many, English is a new language.
What do we need to do? Teach teachers how to develop English language skills in non-English speaking children. Now we need to build upon what those second language learners already know and then help transfer that to English. I see lots of good things in here. There's tons of, and so it all comes down to believing in yourself, I think, more than even believing in kids. If you believe that you have the skillfulness to help children learn, then all children can learn.
¿Cómo qué? No sé, voy a hacer.
Montview is tackling this new instructional challenge using the strengths of their school culture that have brought success so far. Paid for by a grant from a local foundation, this language acquisition specialist will spend several days a month at Montview. She's helping the entire staff take on the challenge of second language learners. It's a radical experiment.
You have done so much thinking about this. Think where you were the first day of this week last year. Think what was in place, think about what you knew about meeting the kids' needs, and think about what you know now. Think about how much more you know, how much wider your perspectives are. It's not this model, it's not this book. It's that we figure out as educators, how are we going to have every kid successful? How do we accelerate them?
Mi nombre es Elmer Arvizo y cuando vine a Montview yo podía leer bien. And now that I'm in 4th grade, I can read even better.
Do you see him like consistently able to explain that with like diagrams and pictures?
Yes,
okay.
I do think he has the conceptual understanding. He just needs a way to express it in English.
Okay. And I guess that would move it. You were talking about that with content also, so I'll just write that as the next step with content.
Understanding the needs of second language learners has always been a part of Montview for as long as I've been here. There have always been second language learners. But it has completely impacted my practice this year. I'm thinking about it all the time. I'm losing sleep over it because I'm wondering how else can I shelter my instruction? How else can I do this for kids? It's hard work. But I know I'll get better at it because I've had the success of getting better at other things before. And I have other people who can help me. And I have people who look at what I am doing well, and they build on that for me.
Hola, me llamo Gisela Pineda. Cuando llegué a la escuela de Montview, batallé mucho a leer. I'm in 5th grade right now, and I'm reading in grade level, and I'm really proud of myself.
The place where I always start is with Debbie, with our principal, because she has modeled being the lead learner. She has modeled reflective thought. She has modeled all those things that she would like us to be as professionals. If you don't have a principal who supports that kind of thinking and that kind of intellectual growth, I think it would be very difficult to have this happening.
The craft of teaching is just that exciting to me, where we really enjoy talking to each other, chewing on what I call the profession. Would you read Mrs. Story?
I remember when we heard that Debbie was hired to be our principal here at Montview. And we, oh yeah, you know, they all come, they all go, so we'll just start down that road. Until we received a big packet of articles to read before she arrived. And it was fine, you know, we sort of skimmed them until the first staff meeting, and then she started having this dialogue about the article. And that was our first indication that this is going to be a professional principal that really looks at our craft. So that was the beginning of my growth truly as a professional after 20-some years already in the profession. And that was the beginning of my growth. And I always said I'll know when it's time to retire when I stop learning. Now I wonder if I'll ever retire, because I never stopped learning.
I come from a family of physicians, and everybody respects physicians no matter what. Like, they're so smart, they're so knowledgeable, and when you leave this building, you don't always get that, unfortunately, in our profession, but you get that here.
Increasing student achievement is clearly what this school is about. All the resources, all the budgetary alignments, all the professional development, all the staff meeting time, it's all focused on improving student achievement. But the way we do that here more than any way is to improve teacher skillfulness. There's a direct link, we believe, between how well a student learns and how well a teacher teaches.
Bye-bye. Oh, good night. Do your homework.